Well, ladies and gentlemen, just like in 2020, we have two very different campaigns comparing Trump and Kamala. We've got 90% of Americans believing it's important. Oh, who would have thought? My God, a presidential candidate has to say what they want to do before they get in office. It's next level dumb. I mean, there were people saying, no, she shouldn't say anything, and then gets in and then say, surprise, everyone, this is what I'm actually going to do. It's ridiculous. 90% of Americans believe it's important for Harris to answer questions to the press. And now you've got even mainstream liberals starting to turn on Harris saying, okay, this is getting ridiculous. You need to answer questions. But guys, we've seen all the rallies. We saw what Trump was able to do in the spring, 100,000, 110, 120, 130K total coming out in New Jersey. But ladies and gentlemen, I think Trump needs to take it to the next level. And I'm not even kidding you. You can look at this right now. Trump needs to have a rally at Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. Now, unfortunately, it's not a swing state. And people wonder why not Indianapolis, the Motor Speedway there, because it's got a bigger capacity. Because it's not, you can see with Bristol, it looks like a stadium and you could actually have a rally here. And they've had a college football game here. I think they're having an MLB game here next year. And the stadium fully closes. So what? And look at this. Look how beautiful this is with the American flag. Trump can get. They say the capacity is total around 160K, but if you include the infield and everything around there, I think Trump could probably get around 200K people for this rally. We're talking about the biggest rally in American political history. 200K people. Bristol Motor Speedway. Trump really needs to do this, and he needs to have bigger, more massive rallies like at in an AT&T Stadium in Arlington. In some of these bigger stadiums. This is very important. You have to show the contrast and just the patriotism and just everyone with American flags everywhere. Trump needs to start having epic rallies, and this would be a great place to go because this is like the biggest in terms of capacity. That's actually, it's not really a stadium, but you've got all the seating going all the way around. You've got Trump in the center. You bring Elon Musk out. You bring Tulsi out. You bring RFK Jr. out. It's the super team. The only real concern, it's the safety. The safety is a big concern. I don't know how you'd be able to manage that. But just Trump needs to have these bigger rallies. And people, we've been talking, it's like, yes, go to Daytona. Well, Daytona, it wouldn't work either because the seating doesn't go all the way around. You want a place where it goes all the way around. Bristol is the one. That's why they have the college football game here and also the MLB game because it goes all the way around. This is the MLB game that they're planning on having. Trump needs to have a rally here. 200K, it's undeniable. Harris would never come close to drawing that number. It shows you the massive difference. Trump could very easily, if he's getting 100K in New Jersey in the spring, just all in a line, if you have a huge event and you give everyone American flags and you have them hold up the American flag and you've got this visual of Trump speaking in the center with fireworks coming up, with everyone holding up American flags, that guarantees Trump a victory. I think Trump will win for sure. Trump needs to seriously consider this. Utilize the fact that you've got a more enthused crowd and a more enthused base that actually stands on. I mean, this is like, it's unbelievable. They're hiding her policies because they're so bad. And this has happened like 5 times now where the aides have to leak purposefully. Like they do it on purpose because they want people to know her policies, but she doesn't want to say anything. So the aides have to leak to Axios or to NBC. They have to leak the positions. It's just like today when she's like, oh, she actually wants the border wall, but we're going to have an anonymous aide leak it to Axios. So this is how different it is between these two campaigns where Trump, it's unbelievable. The America First movement, everything. We need to get some serious patriotism, nationalism back into the country and into this rally and into the whole campaign for Trump. So Trump needs to seriously do this with just all American flags plastered everywhere. American flag, just everywhere. Everywhere. Red, white, and blue. And that's what Trump really needs to do. And this is the symbolism. This is the biggest event. You bring out Elon Musk, you bring out RFK Jr. This is an election lock if he does something like this. And you have to utilize, you can have these rallies where you get 20K in Pennsylvania, everything. If you have a massive rally like this, it's undeniable. It is undeniable. And Trump seriously needs to consider doing stuff like this and having the bigger rallies, like over 100K, 120, 200K at some of these speedways because the capacity is so high. But even like the big time college football stadiums, you pack one of those, it's like 100K. People also been talking about with college football coming up, Trump's going to be at some of these games. These college football games, they're Republican hubs. You go to an SEC game in Georgia, you go to Tuscaloosa, there's 100K, Trump shows up, he gets cheered. That's what's going to be happening. So Trump and his and the propaganda is going to be amazing. But seriously, I mean, Trump needs to have the rallies have to be elevated. You've got to elevate them and just keep going, keep going. 100K, 150, 200. You know, you go to some of these bigger places, 400, 500,000. You need to start having massive rallies to where it's undeniable, to where it's just too big and it's you have to accept it. Trump is going back in. You must accept. We're overwhelming. It is the movement. That's what Trump really needs to do. And I think Trump's probably going to do something like that, honestly, if I had to guess, because, Trump can leverage the fact that his crowd is way more energized than Harris. Remember Harris, it's been reported, I mean, she has rallies at elementary school gyms and cafeterias. I mean, we've seen the photos and everything like that. And she it's like, oh, they're private events. Remember when she had that one big rally in Glendale when it was an invite only, but it was at a public arena that sat 19K, and then they bring the curtains down and she only gets 12K, and then they brag about it, and then Trump goes there and it's overflowing and Trump gets the full 19K full capacity. It's actually probably more because you got floor seats and you got people sitting there because the configuration is different, for the political stuff rather than for an NBA game. And then on the outside, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people. This is what Trump does at these events. It's amazing. And so that's what Trump really needs to do. And then how about this? This is crazy. I mean, I saw this and I was like, there's no way. And then community notes, readers added context. So look at this. This is in North Carolina. President and vice president, who are you voting for? You've got Kamala and the blubbering idiot Walz. But where is, and of course they still have RFK in there. So now they're trying, apparently in Michigan, they're not allowing RFK Jr. to the ability to remove himself in Michigan. Now he's still going to be endorsing Trump in Michigan, but that's annoying. But look at this. You've got to be kidding me. If you want to do it by alphabetical or whatever, there is no way that the Republican Party is all the way below Randall Terry. You've got the Green Party with Jill Stein. You've got Chase Oliver. And then the community notes is like, oh, don't worry. The state board is required to randomly determine the order. What are you talking about? There's two clear candidates. Why is Trump all the way at the bottom that could influence something? But that's just dumb. It should be, listen, if you want to go alphabetically or do some type of drawing, you should draw for first and second, Republican, Democrat, and then the rest. It should be guaranteed Democrat, Republican, Republican, Democrat. Trump shouldn't be at the way bottom. He should at least be second, because it's, when people vote, some people they can't find him. It's just, you want him at the top. But of course, Harris gets to be at the top there. I don't think it's going to affect it, but still, it's very annoying. And then they add the community notes like, don't worry, we've got community notes. It's determined randomly, and there was a drawing in 2023. That doesn't make any sense. There's two parties that are clearly above everyone else. It should either be Republican, Democrat, or Democrat, Republican. It shouldn't be Democrat, random, Libertarian, Green, Independent, and then Republican. So I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, this was an amazing clip with Walz, this guy. So this is Walz maybe back in 2020 or something before the election.
I think seeing a plan that's out there, talking about it with folks, knowing that he's not going to do anything. He talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory. That's not.
If it's 25 feet, I'll invest into a 30-foot ladder factory. Well, he's going to have some disagreements with Kamala. Ouch. Because Kamala's come out now and she's endorsed Trump and she's endorsed the border wall. Oh, this clip from, Kamala looks drunk here, but this is actually a funny clip, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know when this was from, but this is a funny clip.
Hi! It's so great to meet you. Your mother is spectacular. Be kind to her. She's the most popular mom on campus, or wherever you are right now. Are you at a bar? No.
Oh man. Dude, they cut the video off. She was about to erupt into one of her laughs at the end of this video. It would have been amazing. They cut the video off. She's like, are you at a bar? And then she's about to just...
You are right now. Are you at a bar? No.
Oh my God. I remember reacting to this clip back when it was unearthed in June of Joe Scarborough on the people who believed the Hunter Biden laptop was real. This was back in October of 2020. history will expose you all as idiots and useful fools for the Russians. So that's Joe Scarborough in October of 2020. He also said in this clip that, oh, the Russian hoax was actually real. You know, they're in bed with Trump. I mean, they still believe in the Russian hoax. Even in 2020, I think even today, they probably still believe in it. And now with everything that's come out about the laptop, I mean, that is admitted by Zuckerberg. And it's not because Zuckerberg is this amazing dude. I'm sure he knew something was going to be exposed. He's trying to get out ahead of it. But what happened yesterday, the ammunition that Republicans got, where even Zuckerberg, who comes out and says, I mean, we were told by the FBI to silence any type of Biden family corruption because it will be Russian disinformation. And of course, they just wanted that to be silenced because they knew it was going to help Trump. It was real. The laptop was real. Everything was real. And big tech did interfere. And that's really all Trump has to say when it comes to this election. I mean, you want to talk about Trump, all of his actions on January 6th, whether you think they're justified or not. You know, Zuckerberg has admitted the election was manipulated. So, I mean, if he's admitted it's been manipulated, you know, you can say what you want, but now Trump's got a serious leg to stand on. Maybe not so much in terms of the illegitimate voters, but with manipulation. Manipulation, absolutely. And obviously, that's not something you can really quantify because we don't know how much that actually impacted the swing state voters, because obviously if you silence a story right before the election, we don't know, is that going to have a big impact, a small impact in terms of voting? Would more people have voted for Trump? Would they have not voted for Biden? But nonetheless, this is key. It's huge. We knew this was going to happen. I mean, everyone already knew it was manipulated. That's why everyone's like, they always try, oh, do you believe that the election was stolen? How dumb are you? No, it was manipulated by big tech. It's so obvious. They silenced the story. And now Zuckerberg even comes out and says more than we thought, to where they said, we're going to focus and we're going to tell you as the FBI, we're going to tell all the big tech, they're going to come out with a story trying to expose the Biden family on corruption. And it is disinformation. So you need to silence it. And so Zuckerberg's trying to save face, and you've got Scarborough eating it up like he always does. But either way, guys, it is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.